Hello, we're live. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Hi, Zan. How are
Hi,
you?
Marie. Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Gosh, I just feel like there's so much energy coming in. There's been a lot of shifting going on internally, not just for me,
Mm,
I've noticed with a lot of people. So if you're feeling a bit um, anxious or fractured or a little bit weird, it's okay. Everyone, you're
yeah.
not alone. So it'd be interesting to see how everyone is feeling. So, yeah,
Mm,
and before we go any further,
mm.
sorry guys, I noticed that in the US you've changed back to your standard time, not daylight time, and we've still got it at 9 a.m. our time. So you'd be at 6 p.m. So I'm so sorry if you missed this because I didn't realize. And I'd love to know what would work best for everyone. If we're talking about the US, would the 6 p.m. on the Sunday night on the East Coast work better for you than 7 p.m.? Because we'll just keep it at our time, 9 a.m. if that's the case. Let me know. So, but hello everyone that's on. Who have we got on? We've got Lady Hawk, we've got Teresa, we've got Marie, and we've got some beautiful dreams that have been sent in from Nick and Naomi. And yeah, it's been a really interesting week. I've been doing some research on the topic today. So,
Yes.
so Zan, what's the topic today? Do you want to tell everyone?
Okay, so the topic is if you are multilingual, which language do you dream in? Or if you are deaf, how do you hear in your dreams? Or if you're blind, how do you see in your dreams? So I guess it's a broad range, and honestly, it's not something that I'm up to date with. Like I'm not multilingual. I can see and hear. So I don't know much about this, and I actually don't know many people who are. So that's why we're here asking. I guess
Yeah,
we want to hear what you think, what you've experienced, or from people that you perhaps know that might
yeah,
have experienced this. So that's the gist of the topic today.
exactly. And of course, we're always going to throw in extra stuff as well, and
Of
we'll
course.
run a few more animals will probably pop up for us to discuss. And I forgot Jasper saying a big hello and hi
Hey,
Dennis
Jessica.
is on and Christine's on. Hi.
Hi.
So yeah, Jazzy's here with us too. So thanks, Anne, for that. And before we go any further, though, I have to say thank you all for my beautiful birthday wishes from last week. It was absolutely beautiful. And I have to expand on the dream I had because if you remember, I had a dream but I didn't think I was dreaming. I actually thought I was still awake because I couldn't get to sleep. And then my mum, who's been passed over for the last like 12 years, walked out of her bedroom and went to the fridge and went, what is mum doing at the fridge at 2 o'clock in the morning? And then she went to my bedroom door and she set up a table and she did some stuff and she put up a curtain. And I went, okay. So I went, I'm going to go to bed now. So I'm going to go and check it. And I looked and I had to open the curtain. Now, to me, when I actually interpreted this dream, it was looking beyond the veil of
Yeah.
the realms. Okay, and
Yeah.
there was beautiful flowers there, like all done up in paper. And I didn't get a good look at them. And there were some gifts. And I went, oh, I better wait till the morning till I open these. And then the next day, I actually I had a knock on the door. And there was this delivery man, and he had the most beautiful big bunch of flowers wrapped just like how I'd seen them in my dream awake dream. And when I looked at them, they were the most beautiful sunflowers. Now my mum's favorite flower was sunflowers. So I rang my friend who actually happens to be a florist, I know, just to say, oh my God, thank you so much. And she went, oh, I hope you like sunflowers. I didn't know if you'd like them. I went, you're a
That's so
little
nice.
I'm getting goosebumps. You're a little earth angel, because that's my gift from my mum. And I told her about the dream that I'd had the night before and looking through the
Mm.
barrel and the flowers. And she went, oh, she said, I'm so glad. I just knew I had to give you sunflowers. And she said, I didn't know if you'd like them. So there you
Isn't
go,
that
guys.
beautiful?
Isn't it beautiful that we can actually have these messages and visions from beyond the veil, and then
Yes.
they know how to work through people to actually bring that into your life as a
Yeah.
blessing and a gift. So it was really, and I'd had a pretty tough week with some stuff that was going on. And it was just, oh, I'm so looked after. I'm so loved. So that's my birthday flowers story.
I
So
love
thank
it. I think that's so awesome.
I
Thanks,
have to,
Mom.
exactly. And thanks, my beautiful Earth Angel Tanya. That was
Absolutely.
really lovely. Yeah. So,
That's
and they're
so
still
nice.
absolutely blooming beautifully.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah. Okay. So let's just get started with a let's just talk a little bit about maybe some instances that I know I've had with speaking in languages. some people, it was so interesting because I was interviewing people and finding out. I've got some friends that are bilingual, and I was finding out. And I remember when I was in my in my teens, for some reason, I wanted to learn German, and we just didn't have that sort of curriculum at school in Australia. But my mum, for some reason, could speak German, and so she would just teach me stuff. And I got a book, and I was learning myself. And it was a little bit when I was in my later teens. I remember having a very profound dream. I spoke in fluent German. I knew that everyone around me was speaking in German, yet I completely understood what they were saying. And I knew this was another lifetime. And then that lifetime played out in this lifetime through people I met and situations that happened.
That's amazing.
So I've actually spoken in German when I could only speak a tiny bit of it. I just knew. It was just, it was actually really empowering because my brain obviously somewhere already had the knowing of this language through another lifetime. So if anyone else has had any of those sort of experiences or just knowing something in another language for no reason, let us know, which is really cool. So,
well, actually last week, and this is what prompted me with this particular topic when we were talking about it prior to last week's session, I was woken up hearing the word bruja, 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 and it's a Spanish word for witch.
oh,
And I knew it because I'd seen it in a movie, and so I have a feeling that that may have been what triggered me to think of that. But I'd watched the movie like 2 days prior, so it was a little bit late in coming. But yeah, that's what made me think, oh, I wonder if, you know, there are multilingual, and what language do they dream in? So I mean, that's really cool that you knew German. And do you know it now?
I know it. I remember a few words. I used to work in a very posh English hospital as a nurse, and we looked after patients from intensive care that had open heart surgery. And we would have German patients, like their surgeons would get time in theatres, and so we would be looking after like German, Icelandic, what else? Greek patients. And so I actually could practice my German with them, which was really beautiful.
Right.
But, so that was interesting. But also I asked Elisa, because of course our beautiful Elisa, she did speak Spanish, obviously growing up, but she said, oh, and it was so interesting because I had this from a couple of people. Oh, I don't actually hear, I don't talk in my dreams. I just see images. And I went, hang on a minute. Can you double check on that, please? And so, and then another, and so she said, she said, I think I dream in English. When she looked into it and really thought about it. So how much of it is telepathy or thoughts? But rather than so I went to sleep one night after I'd spoken to Elisa, and she'd said that, and then another friend had said, oh, I only see images, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. I went, okay, I need to know. I'm sure I have conversations in my dreams. I'm really sure. I know I've yelled in my dreams. So I had a dream that night, and I was in this room, and there was music playing in the background, you know, and then people were talking to me, but they might have been standing like 5-10 meters away. And I was going, I can't quite hear them because of this music. And they were speaking English, and they were speaking like quite loudly, and I still couldn't hear what they were saying. So I thought, wow, so there is actually, first of all, verbal communication in my dream.
Yes, yeah.
But it was so interesting because sometimes, I don't know if you guys ever get this, but I was, when I'm in a room and there's loud music playing and we're sitting at a table and it's noisy, I often can't hear what people are saying. I don't know if you've ever had that, Zan, if you can't clearly hear what people say. But
yeah, I guess I probably have, but nothing stands out for me.
Okay. So
I know there are times when I try to talk in a dream and I can't, like, or you know, trying to scream or something, and like nothing comes out.
Yes.
But yeah, sorry.
No, that's no, you know, that's perfect. So so that just showed me, oh, okay, I do get verbal communication in a dream. And I did look up for people that were deaf, because I don't know anyone that's deaf really to be able to ask them. So I just looked up anecdotes and looked up stories, and a lot of deaf people will sign in their dreams. So they actually sign, or they have a higher sense of feeling, or they have a higher sense of smell. So their other senses are often heightened.
Yes.
So that was really interesting.
I also read that deaf people are more prone to nightmares and lucid dreaming.
Whoa.
And that was in a couple of different studies. So,
Wow.
and I guess because their other senses are so heightened, it may trigger something within them. Hence, they have that nightmare reaction and recurring as well.
Well, that's usually a
Um,
trauma. So I wonder if not being able to hear, there's that you have to be alert as to what's going on in different ways.
and the studies that, because I think there were 2 or 3 different studies that I was reading about that all said the same thing. But it was people who were born hearing impaired or had lost their hearing. So they may have heard at some point or they may have never heard, and it
Yeah,
didn't make a difference.
that's fascinating, Zan. Thanks for finding that.
Mm,
So
mm,
wow, because I've always wondered that, like, and how do they
yeah,
think to themselves? And it's usually through the sign
yeah,
language or
through the
through visual,
signing.
much more visual as well.
And colours are more
Yeah,
heightened as well. Yeah.
of course.
So Dennis has just wrote, all of you speak a foreign language.
You speak Dennis.
But
I love it. Oh, that's so
oh
funny.
dear. Well, yeah, what about accents? I mean,
Yes,
we're Australian,
I
but
didn't even think for that. No, this was
do we
definitely an Australian. When I was hearing it, it was Australian. Yeah, I don't know.
mm,
Actually, that's something I'm going to ask for now. Have I had any
yeah,
dreams
I
that
only
have
just
been?
thought of that then.
That's crazy because I mean, everyone
Yeah,
on here comes from different countries, and
exactly.
oh my goodness, that is such a good question. All right, so if anyone knows if they dream in accents or if they're in their own accent, that would be so cool.
Because I guess like sometimes I've had a dream and I just know instinctively, oh, they're from this country
Ah,
by
rather
the
than
way they
hearing an
speak. Or,
accent.
well, maybe I hear an accent and so that's why I say, oh, they're American or they're English or,
Okay,
something that's really pronounced
I love
that
it.
I
That's
would personally
fantastic.
understand. But yeah, I don't
So,
know.
wow, and for blind people as well, I did read that um, it's very rare that someone that's blind is actually completely dark. They'll often, even if they say they're fully blind, they'll often have shadows or like a little bit of light coming in or something, and they tend to still dream in visual, which is just
Mm.
fascinating. Hey, and of course, obviously,
Hmm.
more other pronounced senses that come through.
And
Wow.
and I guess they can't really prove it because I was looking up some studies on blind people as well, and they said they can still experience visuals, but in their own way.
Yes.
But it's difficult for them to explain it to us when we can see, and what they're seeing may be completely different. So the colors, because it's suggested that perhaps they dream in black and white, but nobody really knows.
No.
Right? It's like we can't test that or explain that in any way. But if they did dream in colours, their blue may be completely different to our blue. It's just a description of what they understand, what
Is
colour it should be.
Yeah, and what their
Yeah.
recognition of it is. But it's so interesting, Zan, because when you watch those really good mind documentaries, if we're looking at something blue, we're actually there's every color in it but blue, and our mind
Uh,
fills in the missing color. So if we're looking at green
right.
grass, there's every other color in it but green.
Yeah, right.
It's really cool watching this stuff about
Interesting.
color. Yeah, so exactly like you said, who knows how people see it?
And look, I'm wearing a blue top today, and
Yes,
this is a blue to me, but
yeah.
it might look different to anyone else.
That's exactly right. Our mind does weird stuff.
Yes.
So, thanks for all of that. And yeah, guys, let us know if you've had anything. But this other friend of mine that's bilingual, I'll pop it up here actually. I've got a couple of, and we've got some dreams on live, which we'll do first. So this is for my friend Laura, and she was born in Holland, but she's lived in New Zealand since she was young, probably about 11, I think. But she mostly sees dreams and images, but she did have the last 2 dreams. She was speaking in English. But she told me she had episodes of sleep talking in Dutch for a while, and it was when she was, I think, going through a stressful time. But
Wow.
then,
So she
yeah,
was sleep talking,
yeah, and her
not just
partner
talk.
said she was talking in Dutch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so because she still speaks Dutch, obviously, with her parents and family.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But she said it felt really comfortable for her as she could express emotions better at that stage in Dutch when she couldn't express them in English. So it must have been something that,
Wow.
from when she was young, bringing that through. And she said she knew she needed to speak up more and express her truth more. And it stopped, and she doesn't know if she's done it since. She doesn't think so. But so that I found that fascinating, that you
Yeah.
speak in your native tongue, even though has this perfect Kiwi accent. Like you would never know she was from Holland, apart from the fact that she's gorgeous, 6 foot tall and blonde, stunning. So I just found that fascinating, and the fact that she'd done her own analysis on it and what it meant.
Mm.
So there you go. So this is just really good
Mm.
insights, from people. So and Dave,
Interesting.
gorgeous creepy Dave. Do you want to read that one?
Yeah, sure. So Dave's comment, just to let you know, in my dreams, most of the time it communicates with me in Hungarian, which is his mother tongue. But ever since I'm in England, there is English as well. Just like someone has black and white dreams, are rare, but it's there.
Yeah. So, and
Interesting.
Dan, do you want to let Dave know your background?
Dave, I am part Hungarian. my mother is Hungarian and German, with a little bit of Romanian. So she was born in Germany, and came out to Australia. So I'm part Hungarian. However, I don't know much Hungarian at all.
Just the food.
But I do cook a Hungarian dish that one of my children loves. In fact, we had it on Friday night, so that was fun.
Isn't that interesting? But isn't it fascinating when you find out sometimes where people, were born and then how they express? So thanks for that, Dave. That's really cool. So, all right. So we're going to start with some of the live. Where are we? Lady Hawk put up a dream, or Teresa put up a dream. Let's do Teresa's dream first. Thanks,
Yep,
Teresa.
cool. All right. So Teresa's dream. Dream started with me flushing the toilet. I didn't use it and nothing was in it, so not sure why I was flushing. Very quickly, it began overflowing all over the floor. In the dream, I yelled, "Oh, yep." At the same time, I woke myself up by yelling, "Oh, poop."
Poop.
And I felt it was indicative of a purge of some sort. But I'm no dream expert. Well, you just interpreted your own dream perfectly, because toilets are elimination. So yes, definitely purging of some sort. You're right on the mark there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that you didn't see anything in there, sometimes, like even in our dream, we can be releasing from our subconscious and clearing stuff. And that's why sometimes you won't remember dreams the next morning, because you've already maybe done the work and you don't need to. So, but for you, it sounds like there was something still that was a little bit internal that you were trying to release, but because it was overflowing, it was a little bit overwhelmed. It was stuck. That's what I'm getting. What are you getting?
It's like it was overwhelming emotionally, which is why the toilet was overflowing.
Yes.
And you're trying to eliminate it. So it's, and the fact that you're calling out like, "Oh my God, like what?" I would say that it feels very overwhelming at the moment. So not sure if you're going through a bit of a time at this moment.
Yeah, depending when it was. I don't know when your dream was. So it'd be interesting if it was a little while ago. Let us know if you actually then got some insights or you got rid of something. I'm just going to look up in our favourite book, the Betty Bethard The Dream book, to see toilet elimination, cleansing self of unwanted and unneeded past experiences. Releasing, letting go, forgiving. If toilet is stopped up, you are blocking the cleansing process by hanging on to negative experiences. So there you go, Teresa. I'm not sure what was happening in your life. So I'll just pop down and see if she's written anything.
She's just said it was Friday night.
Oh, just recently. Okay,
yeah, right.
So honey, what I'd do is I'd be doing a meditation and going in and talking, go through your heart, ask your higher self to guide you, and drop in and actually ask that aspect of you, whatever that is, whether there's a trauma from the past, whether there's something that you can't let go of to be able to move forward. Ask that aspect of you to come up and just connect with it and just acknowledge it and just thank it, because it's trying to protect you for whatever reason. And then I'd go through whatever process works for you to let it go. I usually ask God to come through and just to clear it. But I'd work with that one, Teresa. I think you could actually share something. So this is where dreams are so important, because they give us the heads up. So hey, there's something stuck here, and it's such
Help
a
us
literal
process
dream.
things that our subconscious is trying to deal with.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Well, they do
mm,
say that like 90% of our waking time comes from our subconscious beliefs, and we don't realize that they can be so subtle that we don't realize. Yeah. So I'm
mm.
just going to pull a couple of cards for you as well. We'll
Yeah,
just see if
yeah.
we can get a little bit of clarity on that one. Oh yeah, that one's hot. Okay, let's have a look. Ace of Swords. To me, this is a yes. You use your mind, go through, do your processing. That's to me a confirmation that what we've all been talking about with you is actually correct.
Yeah.
And Queen of Swords. So be quite direct with yourself. Okay, see how these are all mind. Air is the mind. So and be honest and be truthful. So if even if you're a bit, even if there's some guilt or shame or something going on from a time where you've tried to suppress it, it might be time to just bring that up and really have a good look at it and don't judge it. That's what I'm getting for you, honey. So just that's just all that one. The Empress. And then you can start creating, because the Empress is the beautiful major arcana of creation through love. And so I feel when we let go of that guilt and shame that can be just sitting deep in our subconscious, then we can start creating our reality a lot more how we want to. So they're very confirming cards for you. So yeah.
Nice.
So hi Kathy. Kathy's on with us as well.
Hi.
So cool. Welcome. Okay, so Marie, 3 p.m. Oh, okay, so it's 3 p.m. where she is. Oh, the time works. Okay,
On the
thanks for that.
west, on the
On
west
the West
coast.
Coast. Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll do Lady Hawk's Dream next. So
Yep.
thanks for the cards. You're welcome, Teresa. So
All
okay.
right. So Lady Hawk's dream. It was dark outside. Saw a man, woman, and a boy and a girl digging up the foundation of my house and my yard.
Wow.
They said they were there to steal my yard. Well, I said no and protected my house and then woke up.
Fascinating.
Wow.
What's your gut feeling straight away, Zan?
It feels like someone's trying to steal your energy, and
Yes.
from every level, because you've got man, woman, boy, girl. So you've got all different. So to me, it feels like for every aspect of you, you perhaps feel like your energy is being stolen in a way. I do want to look up what yard means, though. Do you know if I'm assuming grounding, but
Yeah, because it would be your yard. It's your safe play area. It's where your grass
it's the
is.
foundation of the house.
Yes.
So
So
that's under
I'm
the house,
also
isn't it?
yeah, I'm also wondering. Do you want me to look up foundation and you look up yard?
Yeah, yeah. I was just going to look up house and see if
Yeah. Okay.
foundation, inner strength and groundedness.
Yes. Yeah.
So maybe some of your personal beliefs are being challenged at the moment. If this dream was just recent, perhaps some things that you feel very strongly about are being challenged and you're not really sure what to do with that. That's what I'm picking up. What about you?
Yeah. There's something else coming in. I just want to just tune in for a second.
Sure.
Sometimes too, it can be that we're not prepared to let go of some core beliefs. And so, the fact that there's an aspect of you that's trying to dig up, because let's put this back to you having your man, woman, boy, and girl within you, trying to dig up the foundation. Is there something that you need to go in and have a look at? That is actually, they call it, they're going to steal your yard. But is it time for you to have a look at something? And I'm going to do some cards with that one as well. So,
Well, I just looked up yard and it says growth, expression of self. Notice where the yard is neat, clean, has flowers, weeds, and so on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that sits very well with everything we've just said, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah.
And so, you're
Take a
definitely
deeper
getting
look
a
within.
message. You're definitely getting a message from your your subconscious or your higher self there to have a look and see what's going on. Again, I would do that same processing if it works for you, Lady Hawk, that we discussed with Teresa. Pop in and ask for that aspect of you to come up. So, because it's always an aspect that's within us. Okay, let me just have a look. This one wants to come up. You got the Queen of Swords again as well. And again, this is having a really truthful, honest discussion with yourself. So I would take that time out to actually to look at that and just to see what's actually going on. So, and you might be surprised what actually comes up. Yeah, King of Swords. Look at that. Again, 2 swords. The King of Swords is all about, this is truth. This is the big plan. This is, you might be surprised at what comes up. So, this is amazing, isn't it? Like to have the Queen and the King of Swords together. That's really speaking your truth. Yeah. And the Four of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles is always about a foundation, believe it or not. Usually set up over a long period of time in reality. Definitely go in, have a look at your aspect, what the message is. And anyone can do that with their dream. If you have a dream and you're not quite sure what it means, you can go back in and just ask to have the dream continue for you while you're conscious, but you're in that beautiful, relaxed, meditative theta state. So, and you can get more insight. I like using my simple processing because, like I said, it's taken years to get it down to that fine art of being able to bring that aspect up. So thanks, Lady Hawk, for sharing that. That's really cool. So,
well, she's actually said, thank you. I understand what this means now. So exactly what I'm working on. Well, that's good. That's nice confirmation.
It's fantastic. So,
yeah.
No, that's
good for
great.
you for doing the work too.
Well
good
done.
You.
So, yeah. So, Angela is on. Hello.
Hi.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to now. We've got a couple of dreams up here from. Actually, I'll do Nick's first.
Yep.
Beautiful
okay,
Nick. Her birthday's on the 8th. So happy birthday for the 8th, Nick.
Yay. What's that, Wednesday? So,
yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So Nick's dream. Spider-Man picnic in London. Walked to a costume store to get some gloves for my Spider-Man suit. The shop shared a space with a nail salon. The server told me she didn't like the smell of it. So we moved to the doorway entrance. I then followed her outside in search of white gauze, like spiderweb, long gloves. I wandered off a few blocks up the hill to a park to join friends having lunch. The table was full when I arrived, but a group moved on to make room. The order wait was going to be 30 minutes, so I joined the picnickers close by. A large plate of cut tender barbecue beef was next to me, so I took it over to share with my friends. I then realized I had left my costume back at the store, so I wandered back down the hill to collect it. I walked past the store and then turned back around.
And that was the end of the dream.
Okay.
So there's quite a bit in there, Nick, which is really cool. But Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So what first thing that jumped out to me is, what if it was a movie, Spider-Man Picnic? I think that's a great name for a movie. And this is something you can all do as well. If you have a dream, to try and remember it or to keep it in context, you can give it a name like a movie. What would you call it if this was a movie or a book? Whatever works for you. So what is your thought with spiders and Spider-Man?
Well, spiders create their own webs. So this is about you creating your own catchment, your own story, really. I would look at it as who you want in your catchment. Who do you want surrounding you? That's where I see the Spider-Man. But if you were looking at it as a superhero, that would be the Spider-Man within you, your own superhero.
Yeah. And as well with spiders, if we look at spiders from the beautiful cards, my animal magic cards, the spider, very creative. So that they do build their own web, so they're very creative. The other thing is just be mindful, are you creating any webbing? So is there anything going on between people that you need to be aware of that causes webbing or that interconnectedness where you get the psychic stuff going on? But for you, it sounds like it's very creative because you're getting your costume. So you're pretending you're going into this fun play aspect.
Yeah. And the glove aspect is a protection. So they're being white gloves, it's purity, protection.
Interesting.
So whatever you're about to go through,
And it's the same with nails. The nails are a protection of the self because she was a nail salon that's next door to the thing. So your nails are protection for tender parts of self, growth taking place, depending upon how used, maybe represent a holding together. So it's definitely, this sounds like you're going through this growth process.
Yeah. So. The picnic part is nurturing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, barbecue beef, you're being nurtured, you're being fed, which is beautiful. and pick
When we dream of certain foods as well, sometimes it can actually be something that our body is needing. I remember once I was dreaming about mushrooms, and the next day I went to the shop and bought all the different sorts of mushrooms that I could find. I cooked them all up with a few herbs and spices that I knew would work well for it, and sat there and ate it. And I felt so much better that I didn't need any more after that.
And that's it, isn't it? Your body knows. So, you might need something a little bit more nurturing for yourself as well, going through
And
this
if you
growth
don't
process.
eat barbecue beef, then perhaps something that is nurturing like that, that you're comfortable with.
And it was interesting because Nick was also walking down the hill. So it depends whether we're walking uphill or downhills. So down the hill is it's almost like going the wrong way. Yeah, it is going the wrong way in a way. So you're going back to get your costume. Whereas you probably don't need your costume, Nick. You've probably already got this, and maybe you're not honouring an aspect of yourself that's already there. That's just that's what I'm feeling anyway. So that's really clever. Yeah. Yes, Page of Pentacles just came up for Nick. So this is about new, learning something new. So learning something new, it's a new aspect of your reality. It's not huge, but it's just enough to be able to give you a new perspective and a new way of being in life. So that's
cool.
Beautiful. So
nice.
Yes. Where are we? Okay, now let's pop on to the one from Naebi. Let me have a look.
Yep, so Naebi's dream. Which
hang on a minute, it's back here somewhere. There we go. Sorry guys, I'll find it now.
It's up the top. There we go. Naebi's dream. So in a living room sitting across from a woman and her teenage son and two black Rottweiler-like dogs on the floor that reminded me of one of my dogs now. The woman and the son were speaking in a language I've never heard before. They had tan skin and black hair. I remember having a telepathic moment with one of the dogs, but I can't recall our exchange. The scene changed to a restaurant sitting outdoors at a table, enjoying the atmosphere. They continued to speak the strange language, and it felt a bit futuristic and otherworldly, but similar to Earth. I could not tell if I was among them or a spectator in consciousness form, as I wasn't speaking, only listening, and didn't recall if I understood their language. Wow.
Fascinating. Isn't this brilliant? So this is such a great language, dream moment. So this is brilliant, Naebi. But we'll start from the basics. So in a living room, so being in a living room, and this makes sense with the dream, is the living room is daily interaction with others. So you are actually interacting. I feel you could have been through another realm as well, or another aspect of yourself from another lifetime. I don't know. What's your feeling there, Zan?
Yeah, I get the feeling that she was just watching as opposed to participating in this. So perhaps she was on a different frequency. She could have been anywhere. The two dogs, though, is the unknown masculine part of yourself. And two being the balance of masculine and feminine.
And black,
so
again.
And black is the unknown.
Yes. So, and the language, I mean, Zan, I remember when I stayed at Zan's once. I don't know if any of you have heard this story.
I just thought of this when this came up.
I stayed with Zan because we'd been out to an island for work. And so I went, I'll stay at your place, it's closer. But I just felt, I walked in and went, oh, it feels really dark in here. But I found out after this, mind you, that it was actually built on our beautiful Aboriginal Indigenous sacred burial site, the whole area. And there's been some weird things happen there, as Zan has mentioned. Anyway, that night, I remember I went to bed and I go to sleep and I don't wake up. I'm usually like the best sleeper in the world. So, and this has happened a few times. And the next morning, Zan gets up and goes, did you get up and make a cup of tea last night? And I went, no, I didn't move. So, Zan, do you want to say then what you saw, what you experienced through your dreaming state?
I could hear you doing something out in the other room. And then all of a sudden you were speaking this complete other language and doing something in the lounge room. And I was like, what is she doing? What is she saying? And then I was like, oh, just let her do a thing. Just go back to sleep. But I mean, this is a while ago now. So was I dreaming that or wasn't I? I'm still unsure.
No,
but then
it But what you said
then
then
you
is you saw me make or felt me making a big ball of light,
yes, yes, that's exactly right.
and it went through the
Um,
whole house, through your bedroom, and
and
you
it
said
just
you
in
didn't get scared because you knew it was from me.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's sorry, I get blanked out with a lot of stuff because too much stuff.
I know, right?
But yeah, it was certainly weird. And then you started talking about, oh, was it the language of light? And I'm like, what's that? I don't understand what that is. And so then you started speaking it, or we found some online, and I was like, yes, that's exactly it. That's what you were doing.
Yeah,
And it was kind of spinny and weird, but at the same time, it was like this where you don't know what they're doing, but it's all okay.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and then having that telepathic moment with one of the dogs. I mean, if you were on a different frequency, the dogs may have been able to see you, but the people may not have.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Perfectly said. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, maybe Niobe, look up. I don't know if you speak language of light or if you, but you can look it up and see, because there's many different types of language of light. But at the same
Mm,
time, you can feel the energy from it. I mean, I can
mm,
do a little bit now for you if you like, so people know this is, and this is mine will change depending on where through my higher self what it is I'm actually connected to. So for me, if I'm speaking it, it could come through as something like Itrono homini ani tres mamaha. Like it would have bohati. Tre betukuchistability. That control. Malaha mamaha. So to me, the message I was getting with that is just sending blessings and love to people here and just acknowledging people and seeing you. So that
yeah.
was the so if it was something like that, then I think you're actually tapping into language of light, which is our beautiful
Mm,
divine presence
interesting.
being spoken. So yeah, so that's a great dream. So interesting, hey, when these
Yeah.
things happen.
In the restaurant setting, this is about nurturing yourself as well. Um, but I kind of get the feeling that the language and the people were more prominent in this dream than anything else.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that, because again, it's just
Thank
opened up.
you.
Hey, we're hearing the language, that apparently is the divine language, from
Mm,
other realms and places that support us and actually can help shift our frequency. So that's beautiful.
mm.
Wowza. So, oh, okay. Gosh, you've had some
Yes.
good stuff on here today. This is amazing, guys. Thank you. Um,
Uh,
okay, so Kathy's mentioned that was about the yard and the foundations. I think that was from,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, around the grass, yeah, around the home, which is how, yeah, I was actually seeing that as well. So, um, and just have Angel Laurie's made a comment there.
So it's kind of funny, since I've been starting receiving hypnosis for past lives, I really haven't been having dreams that are memorable. I guess my past lives are exciting enough.
Love it. And
That's
this is
pretty
true.
cool.
I love it. And
Mm,
the card just came out, and that was the Three of Cups, and it's celebrating that you've actually really tapped in to other lifetimes, because I believe, from what I've actually experienced myself here, we have the ability in this lifetime to be able to help ourselves in other parallel lives, other realms, other lifetimes.
mhm,
And so, yeah, I'm
mhm.
getting for you it's a really beautiful, emotional, positive celebration for yourself. So, isn't it interesting how we, when we do our work, when we actually make a commitment to doing inner work, how things can shift. So, yeah, I
Exactly.
love that you're doing
And
that,
you've
Angel
probably
Laurie.
got, I mean, like you say, it's exciting enough with the previous lives. You've probably got enough work that you're already doing with that,
Yeah,
that your soul and your body is just saying, I'm just going to rest today because we've done enough. We've got enough going
totally.
on.
I
I actually
know.
just want a little bit of peace today. I don't, there's nothing else I need to do or feel that needs to be done.
Exactly,
So,
and you can
yeah.
ask for that. If you sometimes I remember I used to wake up and feel like I'd been run over by, a semi-trailer or a herd of elephants, and I slept really well. But then, that things like this would happen at Zan's house, and it was my higher self is off working, doing stuff. So that was actually light energy work. That was working with the grids, working with that place to help release. There would have been a vortex there, and So my higher self is off doing things. I've had so many other people say this to me that have stayed with me. Marie, did you get up and have cups of tea? Did you have friends over at midnight? Like,
I just want
no,
to know what sort of tea you're having and why you didn't make one for me. I mean, come
exactly.
on.
I know.
I mean, seriously.
Oh, but it's so funny that everyone thinks I'm getting up to make a cup of tea and I don't leave my bed. So, but and
Just
I have
FYI for future reference, I like peppermint tea.
peppermint
Okay?
tea. Okay, I'll make
Just
sure you get it.
saying. Just
Just be
saying.
careful what you wish for. You'll be dreaming of peppermint.
Like that Marie, she's making me a cup of tea.
Tea. It's so funny. Yeah, so just know if you wake up and you're exhausted, often if you haven't had a broken sleep, if you really have had a deep sleep, you are probably off doing work somewhere because our higher self
Yeah.
doesn't sleep. So
Yeah.
yeah, which is pretty amazing. So okay, so Teresa.
Teresa, so not a dream, but
Question.
so if a question, so if we raise our frequency, vibration, etc., does that also raise any lives we have in
Mm,
other realities and dimensions? Good question.
really good question. I'm going to bring Jazzy in. Woohoo. I mean, what are your thoughts first, then?
I believe so,
Yeah, I do too.
because if me in another lifetime or in a parallel universe is doing some work, it's going to affect me here because I'm the same entity,
Correct.
which could often be why sometimes we feel a little bit like, what's going on? And then you got to reground yourself back in so that you can have both energies.
I love that. That's really well said.
What do you think?
I'm going to get Jasper to
Yeah.
act like a magnifying glass for me to actually see if I can get a good image from through that. Okay, so he showed me straight away, like if yes, we've got lifetimes going on. If someone's nailed, if someone's got a soul contract, is what he was trying to show me. You can keep raising frequency in other lifetimes. When they're ready to let go, when they've had the experience, they might get it quicker than what they would have before, and they can zing up a
Right.
lot quicker. So that's what he's showing me. It's
Sure.
almost like an elastic band, so it can actually help in situations. So yeah, that was.
So
Thank you.
then we might be on one frequency here. So
Yeah,
like say we're like on this frequency here, but on
yeah,
another lifetime we might be up here, or another time we might be down. But
yes.
what it's doing is it's just raising it in
If
accordance to what's happening in that
yeah.
parallel. Is that yeah,
Well,
okay.
what he was trying to show me, I think, is if we have a soul contract to experience something, to really get the full feeling of it, to be able to grow from it and expand from it.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
he's saying
right.
is that if we're working, like say you and I are doing work here, and we're incorporating and asking for help for any other lifetime that needs it, or any other aspect of the soul that needs it, that
Yeah.
in a way can influence when that being gets their aha moment or goes through the
Sure.
experience. Then he was showing me
Yeah.
they can fling up and be in a, like, transcend a lot of stuff that they maybe don't need because they got a deep aha. So
Yeah.
that's what he was trying to show me from what I feel. Yeah.
I just want to draw attention to a question that Lady Hawk had
Oh,
a little bit ago, which is along the same sort of lines. It's could the community consciousness vibes
oh, yeah.
or
Oh, yeah.
energy
Yeah.
affect the way we dream? So that's sort of along these lines too.
Same
And
line.
I
Yeah.
definitely think so for sure.
Yes. Yes. Um, Yeah, I believe so, and especially if we're feeling a little bit vulnerable, and if there's a
Mm.
lot going on, if there's like at the moment, there's a lot going on. Yeah,
Mhm.
not just in reality, but in the metaphysical and in the energetic, the frequency that's coming through is really powerful. So I felt like I was tapped in almost to this global community consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, um,
Mm.
just yesterday, and I was going, "Oh man, I need to do some work." So I knew I was going through a shift, and there was stuff going on
Mm.
for me. So that made me a little bit more vulnerable through my solar plexus, through my feeling vortex. And
Yeah,
so,
right.
yes, of course, if we're doing that, then it can affect how we dream to release it as well. So that's a great question, Lady Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the same, with Teresa's question as well. Yes, I believe it's the same.
Yeah.
Are we really here, or is this the dream? And then we wake up, we really wake up, and we know when we
Mhm.
leave this physical body, and we go, oh, okay, I've woken up now.
Well, I actually have a friend who only dreams on the full moon. That's the
Really?
only time she ever remembers her dreams anyway. So if she is dreaming any other time, she doesn't remember it, but only will dream on the full moon, and that is it. That is the only time.
That is interesting, isn't it?
So when you think of the moon is, connected here on Earth, then sure.
And also it can activate our psyche as well. So that's really interesting, Zan. Cool friends you've got.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
So Angel Laura said, it's funny, but I ran into a life that I'm actually also living right now, but in another dimension. It's so wild. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. I love it.
It's so funny because I know I've had experiences as well where I've helped another lifetime, and the message to do it was through the emotion I was feeling in this lifetime. So I was actually tapping into the emotion and then worked out what it was, got a little bit of help, and it cleared it. It just went. So it's just fantastic, isn't it, when you actually can feel. So, and this happened again. Yeah. I went through a processing with working after that German dream. Then a situation occurred years later in work, and I knew exactly who was who in the zoo as part of my other lifetime. It was wild.
Wow.
Just completely crazy. I knew.
That's
I
cool.
could sense when people were coming, even if they were only getting in the lift like a block away. I knew. I went, oh, they'll be here in like 4 minutes. Okay. Like it was that intense.
Wow.
For months. So, and then it all got cleared through acting it out in this lifetime. So I believe
that's so cool.
I know.
That's so cool.
So, yeah. So, and Angel, talk about synchronicity.
I was just about to ask if the moon affects our dreams. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And
it affects the tides on Earth.
Well, they're not sure. They're not sure about that now.
I have heard the question on that.
Because some people are saying, is the moon plasma? Is the moon a spaceship? Is the moon? I've always felt that because of our intention and focus on the moon, and we've included it as a part of our life, and everyone around the whole world has done this, we create our own reality. So that's why I say, yes, I believe it affects our dreams, and it probably does affect the tide, maybe from our reality of our intention. We are powerful creators. We can do anything. So I reckon we've invented our own moon.
I actually had a dream one time where I was on the moon, but it was like this big water slide and a theme park and everything. And I was like, sorry, we're on the moon? And everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, but we can't see this on Earth. No, you're on the other side of the moon. This is what's really happening all the time. And then it was like I was at that point where the fun park stopped because it was the other side of the moon that Earth sees.
Wow.
And they're like, you can't go over there. You're not allowed to go over there. You have to stay on this side. It was really interesting because I was like, that's so cool. Like there was grass, there was water, there was everything.
Yeah. Look, I wonder what's gone on because
it was really interesting.
That is really interesting. And also too, if we took it back to you, it's seeing another aspect of you that's not shown maybe very often. So, so that's another way.
Fun side.
A fun side.
I'm too serious. I mean, come on. Let's get back to micromanaging.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, this is interesting because I just looked up moon in our book. Depending upon the dream, security, inner peace, romance, love, quietude, creativity, and inspiration. Also, emotional influence as the moon affects the tides, and this is what she said in the book. So, if you are not presented, a full moon may increase feelings of confusion. But I really believe that we have actually created our own psyche of a moon. Because I've seen 2 moons. I have seen 2 moons, and some of my friends that were with me. So, yeah. So, wow, it's really interesting. So, Dennis is gone.
Like in Space Jam. I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, well, that could be our movie of the week to watch.
There we go. We're going to watch a movie.
Space Jam, guys. Let's have a look and see. I've never watched it either, Dennis.
It's got Michael Jordan, isn't it? In it, hasn't it? I think it's got like humans and cartoon, but I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, that rings a bell, but I haven't seen it. So, all right, well, let's put that down as movie of the week. Yeah,
excellent.
We can watch that. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
The show is multi-talented, all these different things.
Exactly. I love it. And Yeah, Lady Hawk has just mentioned that we're out of retrograde today, finally. So yeah, and it's funny, Lady Hawk, because I've started to do again, I've started to use my creative powers to actually change the intention of retrograde. So I just go, no, it's not a problem for me. I'm not going to go into that. So I've actually reversed it, and I must say I actually haven't had as much of a problem with different electrical things. You know how things are meant to go down with different particular planets and what their aspect is. So yeah, because I've got some friends that'll go, "Oh, it's retrograde, everything's going to fall apart." And I'm just going, "No, you create your own reality." I'm not going to go there. But yeah, look,
Uh-huh.
sometimes it can affect us absolutely. So thanks, Lady Hawk, for that. So, oh, there are two versions, says Angel Laurie.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that either.
I only
So
know the Michael Jordan, or I've only seen like the
ads for it.
ads for that one.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So that's cool. So, okay, let me just
Now I
pop
need to
back.
look that up.
I know we'll be onto that. Zan is our movie buff, believe
I
me.
do enjoy a good movie. I do
Yeah.
enjoy a good movie.
And also, I just there's just a couple of things here that Nick sent through. So this is when Nick has a vision. You know, like I know when I have a vision, it can be quite quick, or it can be just flash through and you just see it. So do you want to read out Nick's vision?
Yeah, sure. So next vision. I recently had visions of rocks in different sizes and compositions. I assume it is connected to grounding, which perhaps was the theme of the week.
So yeah,
Right.
I love it. So yes, transformation. The death card came up for you, Nick. So this is you're going through a
Mm,
transformation. So stay grounded. That's
yeah.
and it can sometimes be a slow process. I know you've gone through a lot with your mum passing in the house and everything. So yeah, just stay grounded. Okay,
So with
but
the different size, yeah, sorry,
no,
go.
no, keep going. No, you talk. You
Oh,
talk.
with the different sizes, were they all like smaller size or were they massive boulders?
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Because yeah, and they can still be different sizes, but were they large or were they, smaller? Because that could just mean the different depth of which um of the things that you're going through.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. No,
Sorry.
no, I
What
like
else
that.
came up?
Yeah, but things are going to change quite quickly because you've got your Eight of Wands, and that's fast action coming into your life. So
Right.
you've been going through this slow transformation, but you are going to have a fast shift and change. So stay grounded. I think that's exactly right. And then there was another
Mm.
beautiful one that she had as well.
Yeah, right. So another vision from Nick is vision of a molten silver creek bed with greenery on the banks. It looked like clear water. Okay. So what's the color silver mean?
That's feminine. That's the moon. Again, it's the moon. The
Right.
moon, the feminine intuition. And
Yep.
the fact that the water was clear, I feel that you're flowing clearly with your emotions. Your emotions are
Yeah,
flowing.
right.
And the green is healing. The
Green.
green is nurturing,
Yeah.
heart healing.
Yeah.
So you're doing a beautiful job with your emotional
Spiritual
aspect.
protection to go with it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. So,
Mm.
yeah. So that's really interesting. Okay. So let's have a look and see. We've got a few other comments here, and then we'll.
Down the bottom, Teresa has said that I forgot about Mr. T either Monday or Tuesday last week. I had a dream. He asked me for a cigarette. I gave him one
Ah,
and walked away.
and he walked away.
Awesome.
Wow. Let me look up cigarettes, see if it's in here.
Yeah. So I would take that. Sorry about my dogs.
They're just having a
Sorry.
chat. They're joining
They
in.
are. There must be a leaf falling off a tree and they need to let me know about it.
Yeah, very good boys
I've got
and
to
girls.
mute.
Okay, so cigarette, a pacifier, much like a thumb for a child. This is interesting. Something worthless except for the value you give it, such as relaxation or calming nervous energy. A harmful influence that is not necessary. It can be a worthless tool, but it's only worthless if we don't. If we give value to it, then it can be worth something. So how interesting that he asked for a cigarette. So what part of you, Teresa, is Mr. T? Now you look at what he's been going through and the big job he's been doing and all the arrows and slings he's been taking and this incredible game plan that he's been, like doing a lot of out front stuff with. Is there an aspect of you that has been doing that? Have you been doing a really good job of keeping balance with everything? knowing what's going on, being 5 steps ahead of the game, like, and then to ask for a cigarette.
Well, I would
Is
also remember that Mr. T is your guide,
good
being
point.
a famous person, right? So
Love
if you're
it.
giving him a pacifier, what are you shutting out of your own life that you're not wanting to see?
Yeah, I like it. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, good way to
Yeah.
do it. It depends. I guess it depends on what you see in the guide. So, because Teresa's
Yeah.
been gone odd since I never
He
listened to
doesn't
him
listen
anymore.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
But I
But
don't know
there's
what
still
your feeling
a
about him
celebrity
is.
figure.
There's a
Yeah.
celebrity, yeah.
Celebrity figure.
So,
Because I have dreams of people that I don't necessarily watch,
oh,
like, or anything like that, but they're celebrity. They're still my guide. So maybe it's an aspect that I don't necessarily like or identify with that I'm trying to ignore.
yeah. That's
Just a
it's
thought.
yeah, no, true. Oh, there you go. Okay, so Teresa, your guide, if he's acting as a guide for you, maybe go in and just see is there something that you need to look at to help you to create more peace and to create more, yeah, of that within you. That is deeper. Yeah, yeah. And every
Mm.
time, whenever you have a dream like that, and Zan's so onto it, I keep forgetting about the guide thing because I don't get all the hot like stars and things that she gets in her dreams. So
Ah, dear.
yeah, so definitely go in and have a little look at that. That's a really good idea, Zan. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and yeah, is there something you're not tapping into that's actually part of your gifts and talents? So,
Mm,
as well, love
yeah.
it. No, that's brilliant. Oh, wow, guys. Well, we're nearly there, Zan. We're nearly at the
Yeah.
hour. Can you believe that?
I know,
Oh,
right?
it's amazing. It's gone so fast today. Thank you, everyone. I really love how you guys are so interactive. You're so
Thank you.
funny. And you're so, I love your vulnerability of sharing because these, dreams and things, it's often stuff we don't talk about. So it's really beautiful that you've got the courage to share. And if you do need to, oh, hang on, I'll just pop that up before we go as well.
I was really affected by him telling his kids when they were little, no beer, no cigarettes, no tattoos.
There you go. Just saying that's it. We'll keep it clean. I love it. I love it. So yeah, and look, we've got there's some other beautiful questions on here as well. Oh, and we'll do this one quickly. We've got a few minutes.
Yep. Okay. So I had a dream that Jason Momoa
Was
had
in
it a
it.
few years ago, and he's the only celebrity
Oh,
I've ever had in a dream. Yeah.
well, that's a nice one to have, Angel Laurie.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but thank you guys. Look, I just love how you interact and give us all, and it makes me open my mind and then go and look at things and ask questions. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I think
Thanks for being a
keep,
part of it, Pete.
yeah, definitely, and maybe ask this week before next week if you can have a dream around what do you hear in your dreams, what's specific for you in your dreams. Any other animals that want to come in and talk to you, and we can look up more animals. We've run out of time today
Yep.
because we're having so much fun. So,
Or any other
and
archetypes that you
yeah,
have as reoccurring things like boats or cars or, particular sceneries or whatever.
yeah,
So, yeah,
definitely.
would love
So,
to hear about it.
and I'm just going to pull a beautiful animal magic card to finish for everyone. So even if you're not watching this live and you watch it later, you will still get the energy from this beautiful card that's coming out for everyone. It's that one. And it's the owl, which is so beautiful. The owl is all about truth and obviously wisdom. So when I'm tuning into this, oh my gosh, the focus is incredible. So stay focused, stay grounded. Look how his feet are really firmly entrenched on those books of wisdom. So tune
Mm,
into your intuition, stay grounded, stay in your own truth
lovely.
is what I'm getting for you all. Oh, and there's so much light coming into this earth. It's really hard to do this backwards. So just know if you're getting any light body symptoms or you're getting any little heart palpitations or any headaches or things, just run your white light, clear your energy field, ground in,
Mhm.
open your heart and breathe. Okay, so I'm going to
Beautiful.
leave you all and thank you. And we will see you next week. And we're going to stay at this time, I think. If there's an issue, let me know. But we're going to stay at the 6 p.m. time from the east. Yeah. All right. See you,
Lovely.
everybody. Look at
Have a
that, the
nice day.
timing.
Bye, Jasper. Bye, everyone. Thank
Bye.
you.